Hi everyone, it's Hope here with Remax Posh Properties, and I'm hoping you and your families are all healthy and well during this unprecedented time in our history. As all types of varying news reports on COVID flood our daily lives, I wanted to just take a minute to check in with you and to provide you with some positivity and some reassurance on your biggest investment, your home. As your realtor and trusted advisor on the state of the housing market, I feel it is my duty to keep you informed on these matters, especially in a time of uncertainty such as this. So, when it comes to real estate, I depend on select sources for factual and data backed information. On a national level, I heavily rely on our National Association of Realtors and their team of economists. Just this last week, I heard a great podcast I'm going to share with you featuring Dr. Lawrence Yoon, who is the chief economist at NAR. I also watched a great interview between the CCO of REMAX, Nick Bailey, and the U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Ben Carson. On a local level, I closely follow Mark Sprague, who is an economist and an expert on the Austin housing market, among others. So let's get to it and discuss some facts. I'm pleased to share that it is good news for you, the homeowner. Not only is the housing market in the greater Austin area stable, it is still moving at a strong pace and is a crucial piece of our economy. In fact, many experts, including Secretary Carson, think real estate will be a main driver in returning the country to prosperity post the economic downturn induced by COVID. There was an undeniable shock factor in the first few weeks of the pandemic, but as economies across the US begin to reopen, people are becoming accustomed to the new norm of social distancing and choosing to go on with their lives despite that. There is still a great desire to be a homeowner. After all, it is the American dream. And Secretary Carson actually mentioned that even in terms of general wealth, the primary mechanism for wealth accumulation in this country is home ownership, and that the average renter has a net worth of $5,000, while the average homeowner has a net worth of $200,000. Changing gears a little bit, we've all heard the stats. Over 30 million Americans have filed for unemployment. While true, that without context can be a little frightening. The reality is that over 70% of Americans are still employed with stable incomes, and many of those people are seeing the opportunities presented with record low mortgage rates. Just today, one of my lenders sent me an update on rates showing a 2.5% rate on a 15-year note, a 2.875% on a 30-year conventional, and a 2.75 rate on a 30-year FHA loan. Rates are expected to stay low for the foreseeable future and will continue to motivate buyers and propel the housing market. The larger issue at hand here in Austin is definitely our lack of inventory. This has caused a slight drop in the number of home sales in our area, but has adversely increased the average sales price. In fact, home values have not been depressed in any arena in the Austin area, and homes are actually spending less time on market as well. We had a housing shortage pre-pandemic, and we still do. Of around 200,000 people surveyed across the US in April, 44% of buyers said that they delayed their entry into the market by a few months due to COVID, but that they still plan to buy. Additionally, 55% of sellers said the same thing. It is a simple supply and demand principle at the end of the day. We have more buyers in the market than we do homes for sale, and that will continue to drive home values in our area. The spring season is still in full effect in markets like Austin, but experts are also projecting a very strong summer season as well. Likewise, of almost 100,000 realtors surveyed nationwide, 74% said they are seeing no price reduction whatsoever in list prices and no panic selling. In fact, due to low inventory levels, prices in markets like Austin are actually higher than they were pre-pandemic. While reports are that population growth in Austin has somewhat slowed, it is expected to pick back up post-pandemic. Economists predict a migration out of the denser cities and areas and into states like Texas and Tennessee. Education is also a driver, as Austin is the 5th highest educated market of the major metros and also happens to be one of the least dense. Believe it or not, we are also one of the least expensive markets for highly educated, tech-driven cities. Collectively, these factors will also help continue to drive our housing market. As it stands now, there is nothing but opportunity in the Austin area housing market. If you or your family or friends were considering a move but have felt that it was no longer an option due to COVID, I would encourage you to take a closer look at the market. Home values and prices will go up, and eventually interest rates will too. As REMAX agents, we have been thoroughly trained on new safety and health protocols. We are equipped to help any buyer or seller safely navigate the process almost 100% virtually. And for the occasions that require in-person contact, we are taking every possible precaution. For my sellers, we have an entirely new set of showing instructions, including a health questionnaire that must be filled out and signed by any party planning to attend the showing prior to the approval of the showing. In the body of this email, I'm going to include the links to some of the podcasts and other articles I've mentioned, should you wish to delve a little deeper into the details. And of course, if you have any questions regarding any of this information, the housing market, or our new COVID protocols, please let me know. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me today. And as always, please remember that I'm here to help you and here to be a resource if you need anything at all.